Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Fresh Out of College. As always, is with me, Ryota and I am Drew. We're going to have our weekly segments. We're going to do Blast from the Past, Ryota's World Record Hunt, and we're going to look back at the short-term memory. So we're going to refresh our short-term memory and look at the weekend and see what's going on. And then we're going to have a new segment for you guys. We're going to do buzzer beaters. So I'm going to test Ryota's knowledge of the NBA. So it should be fun. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's start off with my blast from the past. Since we are redrafting the 2008 NBA draft, I decided to bring it all the way back to 2006 and relive the Miami Heat's glorious NBA title run. So this was 2006, and the starting five for Miami, which won 52 games in the East, consisted of Jason Williams, also known as White Chocolate, Dwayne Wade, prime Dwayne Wade, Antonio Walker, Udonis Haslem, and Shaquille O'Neal. So it had a pretty stacked team. This also had a aging Gary Payton. So three soon-to-be Hall of Famers, Shaquille O'Neal, Gary Payton, and Dwayne Wade on the team. So it's a pretty fun team. They actually beat the Pistons in 6 games to reach the finals. And then on the other end, on the Western Conference, we had Dallas. And this team was actually, this had young Dirk, Jason Terry, Marquise Daniels, Josh Howard, and Eric Dampier. And this team beat the Suns, the Phoenix Suns, which had Steve Nash in 6 games as well. So why am I reliving this? Well, one, I think this is one of my favorite Miami Heat's teams. This was before LeBron James and Chris Bosh. So this is when I really liked Dwayne Wade because of just how flashy he was, and he definitely had the bounce. So one of my favorite teams to watch. Also, this was Shaquille O'Neal and Gary Payton were the 6th and 7th player in the NBA Finals to reach the finals for 3 different teams. So I thought that was pretty cool. Miami ended up winning this game in 6, beating the Dallas Mavericks 4-2. But the first 2 games in the series, Dallas actually blew Miami out. I think in game 2, Dirk had 26 points and 16 rebounds. So it was it didn't come off to a great start to begin with. But then in game 3, Dwayne Wade turned it on and had 42 points and 13 rebounds. And they ended up crushing Dallas. And then in game 4, again, Miami with Dwayne Wade scored 36 points. The game ended 98-74. And then game 5, Dwayne Wade shot 25 free throws, tying and breaking the record for free throws attempted in a finals. This game ended in overtime with the Heat winning 101-100. And Dwayne Wade ended up having 43 points in that game as well. So, and then game 6, the game is now, the Heat are up now 3-2 in the series. Dwayne Wade puts them away, rallying back from 14-point deficit. And he ended up winning the MVP finals, averaging 34.7 points a game. So just reliving some of the glory days, Dwayne Wade doing himself, carrying the team. And it's also funny to see Gary Payton and Shaquille O'Neal on that team. Dirk Nowitzki ended up having his revenge, as we know, when Dallas faced the Heat again, and that was the first time LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade were matched up. So it was kind of an upset in that sense. But yeah, so it was pretty fun. Ryota, do you want to talk about your world record hunt you have this week?
Yeah, so this week, I thought it was a pretty interesting one. They had video of it too. It was kind of done recently. So this was June 25th, 2019. And it's the fastest hole of golf by an individual. So the people that have the record tried beating a record from the past, and they did it by like a couple more seconds than the previous person did it. But what they did was they went to the Real Club de Golf Guadalmina, which is a golf course in Spain. I think pretty popular one. The European Tour was held there last year. And Ruben Holgado Guerrero made the record um, originally with 1 minute and 33 seconds, and this is a 500-yard golf or 500-yard hole, so it's like a par five. It was the 10th hole at the Real Club, and the person who beat it was Thomas Dietrich, who's a professional Belgian golfer. The previous person wasn't like a pro golfer, but Dietrich wanted to attempt it because they were doing like a TV program for like the tour, just kind of promotional thing on YouTube. But he got it in 1:29. So basically, I'm watching the video. This guy hits it. He's sprinting. Hits it again, sprints, and pretty cool stuff. It's really fast, 500 yards too. So
that was a good one. So that was 2019.
Yeah, last year, almost. Yeah, it's almost exactly like a year and back. Yeah.
Nice. Well, that ends up that concludes our weekly segments for that one. Now we want to show you guys or introduce you a new segment that we've been lining up called Buzzer Beaters. So Ryota this week is gonna be answering, but each week we're gonna think of a new topic and we're gonna try and quiz each other as fast as the other person can do it. So this week is gonna be the NBA teams. So I'm gonna give him a player, and he is gonna have to tell me what team that player has played for. Okay. So
Are you
I'm
gonna
gonna
give me
start
a
off.
countdown, or are we just gonna try to just go as fast as possible?
I'm just gonna give you the player, and then you're just gonna have to name it as fast as you can.
Yeah,
The
we have
team's
to
off.
beat the clock. Yeah, buzzer beater.
Yeah,
Hence the
but
name.
yeah, buzzer beater in a sense. You can take your time, but try and be as fast as possible.
Yeah.
If you're taking too long, I'll buzz you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna start off pretty easy.
Okay.
Just to get in the flow of things.
Don't say it's easy, because if I don't get them all right, then I look bad. So you can't say that.
Well, if you don't get the first two, I mean,
Okay.
I think you should be. Yeah. Okay. Kobe Bryant.
Lakers,
Okay. Steph Curry.
Warriors,
Kevin Durant.
Sonics, Thunder, Warriors, Nets,
Nice. LeBron James.
Heat, Cavs, Lakers,
Russell Westbrook.
Sonics. Well, not technically Thunder,
Oh, that's
and
right.
Rockets.
Sonics. Nice. Kevin Love.
Let's see. So Timberwolves, Cavs. One more.
Yep.
I don't know.
Orlando
Pass.
for one season.
Orlando. Oh, okay.
Eric Gordon.
Eric Gordon.
Yeah.
Clippers, Rockets. I want to say it was a Piston.
Nope. New Orleans.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
Brooke Lopez.
So he got. I was looking at it earlier.
Take your time.
He got drafted to the Nets.
Yep.
Played for Bucks now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Was there another team or two more teams?
There's one more team in the middle. Where does everybody want to go play for?
The Lakers.
Yep, Lakers.
Oh,
DeAndre
right. Yeah,
Jordan.
I knew that too.
DeAndre Jordan. This one's tough.
Nets, Mavericks, Clippers. What team is he on now? The Nets. Pistons.
There's one more team. The
team that he got drafted to, is that what it is?
Did you say the Knicks?
I did not say the Knicks. Wait, when was he on the Knicks?
He was on the Knicks for one season. Or maybe not even a season. I think maybe a half season.
Who did he play with?
I think it was an in-between thing.
Okay.
I know, these are getting tough. Okay, I have two more. Okay. Derrick Rose.
So Bulls, Piston. That's it, right?
Nope. Three more teams.
Oh, Timberwolves.
There you go.
He wasn't the Lakers. They were thinking about getting him, though. I already said the Pistons, so let's see. No. Shot clock violation.
Shot clock violation. The New York Knicks.
Right.
And the Cleveland Cavaliers when he was with LeBron James.
I forgot about that.
Okay, one more team. You're actually doing really good. Goran Dragic.
I only know him as a Heat player. Oh, and the Suns.
There you go.
Heat.
And then Houston
for
one.
Houston?
Yeah, which is tough.
I could not have guessed that, yeah. Did he get drafted there?
No, he actually got drafted, which we'll talk about in the 2008 draft. As you can see, there's a trend, 2008 players. But he, I believe, got drafted to Phoenix. Then he went to the Houston Rockets, and then back to Phoenix, and then to Miami.
I see, okay.
So it's been a roller coaster. Okay, so yeah, that was Buzzer Beaters. Let us know if you guys like that. Kind of putting the pressure on Ryota and I to know our knowledge. But Ryota, I think you did pretty well on that.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like, well, a lot of them I think you kind of gave to me. I think you knew like I was gonna get
Well,
Serge
you had
Ibaka,
to get
right?
some. I mean, there
Yeah,
we had to at
but
least test the
that was a
position
good
out.
start. That was a good start. That'll be fun for guests too. And once we
Exactly.
get
Yeah.
really professional, we'll have like a real alarm clock or something. I don't know. I'm not
Oh
sure
yeah.
what
I
else.
mean, I think we can. We'll try and figure something out. But you did good under pressure.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, I'm pretty happy about myself.
So
Um,
let's go on to the future forecast for the weekend. What's happening this weekend?
yeah, forecast for the weekend. So MLS is starting up really soon. So the first game is Wednesday. It's Orlando versus Miami. It's kind of a new rivalry because Inter Miami is a new expansion team to the MLS. So they've only played 2 games in the MLS. They lost both, so they've yet to win. So I think this would be a good opportunity to them to, impress as a new
New
expansion
team.
team against
Yeah.
their, rival now in Florida, or against Orlando.
How
Um,
how many teams are now in the MLS? Is it
Yeah, so
getting up
20,
there?
I think last time I counted was 26, if I did my
Okay.
math right. But so Miami is new this year, Cincinnati is new in Nashville.
Nice.
And Miami's gotten a lot of publicity because David Beckham is one of the minority owners, or majority, I think minority owner. And he's the president of soccer operations, so he's done a lot for that program, and he's been kind of working up through the past couple of years. So,
Yeah.
yeah, exciting to see that. I mean, the Sounders play on the 10th, so that'll be exciting as well. Again, there's also some issues with COVID.
Mhm.
11 FC Dallas players tested positive recently. Um, so some teams have pushed back arrival dates of
Okay.
going to Florida. I just read like a couple of minutes ago, Carlos Vela, who plays for LAFC,
Mhm.
um, is opting out. He's not going to fly to Florida. I said he doesn't want to play. So I mean, this doesn't come as a surprise, right? We've talked about this kind of stuff with all
Mhm.
sports. We're not really sure how it's going to be, but it'll be interesting to see how FC Dallas goes about their business because 11 of them have tested positive, and for now
Yeah.
they postponed their first game, but we don't know how long. So
But
that's the MLS supposed to have.
overall, I think, I mean, let me know if I'm wrong, but I feel like soccer, or especially the EPL, I think they've done a good job of kind of minimizing the exposure. Um,
Yeah, the EPL. I think I want to say I read a number where they said they only had one positive test like within like a week span of
yeah.
all the players, and again that's different because I don't think the UK's there aren't that many cases in the. That's just this is totally off the top of my head. I have no
Mhm.
idea if this is right. We'd
Yeah.
have our intern check this usually, but again he's sick. But
Yeah, of course.
um, I think the UK is not as bad as the United States right now, so I think that's
Yeah. I guess that's
probably
another
why.
issue,
But
just
I'm not sure.
but also just because I feel like soccer, you're kind of more spread out in a sense, or
Hmm.
I don't know, it's a bigger field. Um, and then I hope they have like more people in groups kind of ish.
Hmm.
Um, and like maybe they're like practicing only with 5 people in or like the defenders in one session, and the I don't know. But hopefully the MLS kicks off and stays. It'll be fun to see the new teams come out, and yeah. So good luck to the new teams, because it's always tough being a new team, but you got to start somewhere. Also in the news, we talked about, or what's coming up for the future is the Redskins are going to change their name. Hopefully, they have been under pressure by by FedEx, which I think owns the naming right. I think it's FedEx. Am I
Yeah, the
right with FedEx?
stadium, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So FedEx is pushing for them to change their name. Um, and there's been a lot of, yeah, external pressure as well. So hopefully Dan Snyder changes the name, and we'll look forward to that and have more updates on that. I think last year, maybe 2 years ago, the Cleveland Indians changed their
Their
icon, or
logo. Yeah.
changed their logo to just the C. So maybe we'll see more of that. But then that also brings into more like names debates. Like, what about the Kansas City Chiefs? You know, there's like I feel like there's a lot of teams that have
Yeah.
kind of that name
Yeah.
that might need
Well,
to be changed. I don't know.
I
I
think
don't know
yeah.
where you
Well, I
stand on
mean, the
that, but
Redskins name has been like in controversy for a while. Like Dan Snyder has been critiqued earlier, like
hmm
not I don't want to say couple, but I mean I remember reading the news like there were past conversations about changing the name, but he said no. I'm not saying Snyder's bad. I mean or wrong, but like I don't know. Redskins is like I mean yeah I see what you're saying with the Chiefs. I mean I think the problem with the Redskins logo, it has a face. The
Oh
Indians had
yeah,
a face, and it
true.
was kind of stereotypical because the Redskins is equivalent of saying yellow skins, white
Hmm.
skins, black skins. You I don't know. I'd be kind of offended with like a yellow, like a Seattle yellow skins or white skins,
Yeah.
right? So I think in that aspect, I totally agree. Like Redskins should be changed. Just I don't know, it's a very stereotypical. But again, I see a lot of people on Twitter and fans saying, "Oh, Native Americans aren't offended by it. They
Hmm.
don't care." I'm like, well, it's not. I mean, it's like not that you're kind of missing the point then. But I like what the Indians did because I thought, I mean, I don't know, the logo is kind of stereotypical and
Yeah.
racist. So I think
Well, it'll
Redskins is
also be fun
fresh.
because now Washington fans might be able to take part in the name change.
Yeah, so I
So
have
we'll
some
see.
I have some interesting stuff I was reading. Like they already have betting odds for like potential names.
Oh yeah, do you
Like
have the odds up there?
I have like three of the most popular, the three of the highest ones. So or not highest, but like the closest to
Hmm.
zero. You know.
Yeah.
So the Washington Presidents, that's plus 300.
No, I don't like that.
Generals is plus
I,
400.
I like the Generals.
Lincoln's is 400.
Oh, Lincoln's. I like the Generals.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Washington Presidents, that doesn't sound good. Washington Lincolns, that's just two names.
It's
Like,
like Lincoln Logs.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But
No, I
also
like the Generals.
another one I've seen that's not within this betting odds, but people are saying they should call them the Red Tails. And
Okay.
what that was a nickname for the Tuskegee Airmen, which is a group of African American Caribbean-born fighters who were part of the U.S. Air Force, and they were called the Red Tails as a nickname.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's a
Yeah.
potential, or people are saying, but I feel like having the name, like the word red, I think that's like the problem, right?
Hmm.
So I don't really know if it's going to work or not, but it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see.
It will be. So we'll keep you guys updated on that for the future as well. So let's refresh our short-term memory really quickly, and then we can get into the segments. Or I guess we'll just yeah. So what happened this weekend for Ryota?
Yeah. So for all the Pats fans out there, some big news for y'all. Pats were penalized again for some controversial, I don't know, what do you call this event or
Yeah, I
investigation?
mean, yeah, conduct.
Yeah, conduct. Yeah. So recently fined 1.1 million. That's a hefty fine, and a third round pick from 2021 taken away. Um, just from the way that I was reading the news, it's still kind of confusing. Like it wasn't totally clear if they were cheating or not. I think like Spygate in 2007 was like pretty evident cheating. Deflategate is still kind of up in the air, but I mean, the people are skeptical of the Patriots and how Belichick handles things, and I mean, why wouldn't you? Like now, everyone's going to be skeptical of the Astros. It's like the same thing,
Yeah,
and no one likes the Patriots still to this day, and no one's going to ever like the Astros again. But the whole point is, um, their video crew, like the Patriots video crew, not like CBS or ESPN. It wasn't their. It was the Patriots video crew. They were filming the Cincinnati Bengals sideline or Bengals sideline during a
mhm,
game. Um, from my perspective, it doesn't seem like they. I guess the way that I was like trying to internalize is like maybe like their social media guy or their videographer was just happening to be videotaping the Bengals sideline with no intended cheating. That's what it kind of
yeah,
sounded like. It wasn't entirely clear like they were trying to steal like the defensive charts and the signalings like they were with the Jets in 2007. So not entirely clear what's going on, but all we know is that they've been fined. So
yeah. I think you bring up a good point. I think it's just because of the past, totally dictated this punishment. Because if they didn't have a past of this of cheating, I think you wouldn't have seen a third round pick, or maybe you'd have just seen like a warning. We obviously don't know what happened, and we'll find out more in the future. But it does seem like their past kind of played a factor in the punishment. And I would say the third round pick is a pretty big loss. I mean, it's not a first round pick, it's not a second round pick, but still that's I mean, a top 200 pick. and losing that can cause future. I mean, that's just another young player you're losing out on. So we'll see what happens. We'll get more details on that too. The NFL preseason has now cut their games down to 2. It used to be 4 games, and a lot of players are now pushing for no preseason. There's kind of been a mixed bag of, is preseason good or is it not? What are your thoughts on? Do you like to see the preseason, and does it actually benefit players, or is it more of just a money grab and the NFL trying to get as many games out as possible?
Yeah, I think we've talked about this is an interesting topic because we've talked about it in other sports for their preparation, especially during this COVID pandemic, and making
Hmm.
sure that players are in shape for games. And you can't replicate gameplay. Like that's as simple as that. It's really hard to practice game like situations. So I think preseasons are really good, but I think there is a skepticism towards football because it's such a dangerous contact heavy sport compared to any other sports in the US that people are critical about having preseason. But I think in any other situation, people are fine with preseason, right? No one complains about spring training. No one
Yeah.
cares about MLS preseason or WNBA or NBA preseason or the summer league. No one critiques
Hmm.
that. But people critique the football league because yeah,
Yeah.
it can
So
burn
physical.
people out and it's so physical people can't
Yeah.
injure. But that's like it's the same as any sport. But I think there's that
Yeah.
criticism towards football, obviously. So
I do think it's really good for the undrafted free agents or the undrafted rookies, and just rookies in general getting that play time before they're uh, thrusted into the full game. So I think you're right about that. But I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens. I hope there's 2 games, but usually what happens is the first game, the starters I think only play 1 quarter, and
hmm
then in the 4th game they don't even play at all. So it's
hmm
really like for the free agents or the people on the fringe of rosters
hmm
to get that. And also we won't have Hard Knocks anymore, so
yeah, that's a good point.
that's a bummer too. What else happened in the news?
So Trevor Bauer, I think someone has gone really popular with social media and like the millennials and Gen Z and
Yeah.
whatever because he's out there on social media. He does have some cool stuff. Like he has this Watch Momentum Instagram video thing that he does, and he interviews people, which is super cool. But then he also have this kind of radical side that he just no filter.
Mhm.
He was in the clubhouse the other day, preparing for summer training. He had a trash town T-shirt. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's Houston Astros color theme, like a navy shirt, a little bit of orange lettering. It says "Trash Town," but the H in trash is like um, bracketed. So he's saying H Town Trash. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
we get it with a World Series trophy on it. He was one of those vocal people on social media that really didn't like the Astros for cheating, which
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame him, but this was pretty out there.
It's just
Yeah,
it's the dedication he goes to. I mean,
yeah,
that's crazy, making a shirt to bash on the Astros. I mean, I think being a pitcher, you're even more mad for what the Astros did, just because that's like your career you're playing with. But yeah, he's always been outspoken, um, which is, I don't think it hurts the MLB. Um, I don't think it boosts the MLB in any way, but I do think maybe the MLB kind of likes to be in the media, and for, I don't know. So there's pros and cons with him, but yeah. So also NBA 2K just dropped the cover. Who are on the cover? Who's on the cover of the NBA 2K?
yeah. So there's this famous guy named Zion
Zion?
who's kind of good. He's going to be one of the covers. I forgot which edition. There's like all these random like editions. I'm not a 2K guy, so I don't really know all this. But
Hmm.
Zion's one of them. Obviously Kobe, because
Yeah, Kobe's on the Legend Edition,
exactly. And then
which
we
is
also have Dame. Is Dame
Damian
on the
Lillard.
like? I don't really know how it works. Is Dame on like the normal version or?
Yeah, so I think what is happening, I think Damian Lillard's on the current generation uh, cover, and then I think Zion will be on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I think Kobe's on the Legend Edition. I don't fact check me on this. I'm also not a 2K guy, but I just wanted to talk about, like, I mean, it's pretty big. Kobe getting that distinction. I think it's well deserved, and I think that's really cool of 2K for doing that.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
and then Zion, I mean, I was surprised when I saw Zion on there. I mean,
Really?
yeah. Well, aren't you? He only played like what? He didn't even play the full season. He played like
But it's
22 games or
Zion.
something. But I mean, you could have
But
got it.
it's Zion.
I guess it is Zion, and I guess he is. I
He's the
guess it will
future.
boost.
Everyone knows that's why.
I
Everyone
mean,
knows.
yeah, but I mean, yeah, it's good for Damian. I
Mhm.
think Damian kind of gets undershadowed because
Mhm.
Zion is now. I don't know,
Mhm.
but it's good for Kobe. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting to see too, because like the NBA, I'm looking at the NBA 2K like cover list right now. So
okay,
like the legend and special edition stuff, that's like all new, right? That hasn't been there since 2010. That's like something new they're introducing to obviously get more money.
yeah,
But well, what are they going to do? Like Kobe's been a legend edition for 2K17. Shaquille O'Neal was the 2018 special edition. Doesn't
hmm
look like they had a special edition last year.
yeah.
They had a
So who's
legend.
gonna?
Well, they had a legend dish for Dwayne Wade, which was technically last year, but for 2019 they didn't have one. So it's going to be interesting. Who are they going to do next?
Yeah, I
You know?
mean, I think next year's cover, whew, for the regular one, so
Mhm.
like Damian Lillard, that
Mhm.
Damian Lillard one. I mean, maybe it could be Luca. I was thinking Luca was gonna be on that would have replaced Zion, but I would like to see a Luca Doncic
Yeah.
cover.
Well, so I'm going to name some of the past ones. So there's Dame this year. AD was last year.
Mhm.
Giannis, Kyrie in 18. PG 2016 was Curry, Harden, AD, KD, LeBron. So if you think about it, we actually haven't seen a lot of LeBron since the
Yeah, that's
2000s.
true.
But I think
Maybe
he was. I
maybe
think he was like the limited edition for a couple of years ago. But I'm not sure.
okay.
Blake
I mean,
Griffin and KD D Rose for 2013. I don't know.
yeah.
There's still, yeah. I mean, Luca would be a great one. I think if the, I don't know, because they have like different covers, for different countries and stuff. Like last year or 2 years ago, Ben Simmons was Australia one. DeMar or DeRozan was a Canada one.
Oh
So
wow.
Luca will
Okay.
obviously be for like Europe one if that exists. But
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, I would like to see him just on the regular one, just because
yeah.
I love him so much. But
Well, I mean,
LeBron would be
there's,
fun.
yeah. I mean, I don't know, but it could be Luca, it could be Ja, not RJ Barrett, could be
No, not RJ.
Trey Young.
No, well, could be Trey.
I mean, who else is fun to play with on 2K? I guess
Maybe
that's
it could
another
be
question.
Leonard, Kawhi.
Yeah, we haven't seen Kawhi on. Yeah, actually Kawhi's never been the 2K cover, has he?
What about Steph? Maybe when he comes back
Steph
from this injury.
was 2K16.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of players. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Kemba, Tatum,
Yeah.
Tatum.
Tatum. Yeah. I mean, that's why it's so interesting that Zion got on it because you don't really see like first year guys
Yeah.
nevertheless
Well,
like
but I mean,
playing.
he's also just like a promotional
Yeah. No, I
huge
get that.
craze,
I
because
get that. Yeah.
especially because the other thing was to think about is who's buying 2K, like
hmm
anyone from 12 to 60.
Yeah.
So, you have to find someone that's going to appeal to the young social media. So maybe John Morant.
Well, yeah. I would like. Yeah. We'll see.
We will see.
We'll see. We'll even see if next year happens. I mean, with everything going on.
That's a good point.
All right. Yeah. So I think that wraps it up. It was a pretty quick. Not a lot of things happened. Hope you guys enjoyed the buzzer beaters because that's always fun. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.